Whoa! What's good? What's good, family? It's me, Coach 67 Sports TV. Shout out to the awesome and amazing LDBC Lions Den broadcasting community. Shout out to the Louisiana All American Sports Network. Shout out to Envision Photography and Video. And shout out to the greatest university in the world, the Southern University, home of the mighty Jaguars. In this particular live stream, we're going to do another, ask me anything about Southern University football and HBCU sports. I appreciate the couple people that's dropping through early, showing love and showing me some support. I appreciate y'all to the fullest. I appreciate all the Jaguar Nation. I appreciate the entire LDBC. And I just appreciate everybody that's just been rocking with me. All my loyal supporters, people that's been rocking with me since day one, all the new subscribers that tapped in recently. And I appreciate y'all to the fullest. Bear with me 1 second. I just want to check out something real quick. All right. Let's get it. Man, I appreciate everybody dropping through early. You know what I'm saying? Let's pop it off. Uh, First major shout out to Relaxing Calm Rain. He says salute Coach 67 in chat. Man, salute to you. He asked, when are y'all going to do episode 11 in season 1 of The Wire? Y'all got me hooked. I need that drop. I'm not even gonna lie, if the general is free this weekend and my brother Jared 11 Green is free this weekend and I don't have any obligations, then the plan is to do episode 11 season 1 and our Wire analysis. I definitely appreciate you in that regard. He also said that was a great Father's Day video and list. Man, I appreciate you. The Father's Day video and list was my top 5 Southern University my top 5 Southern University safeties, P. Richardson era to now. He said I would have added Jay Wilson. I'm assuming you're talking about Jerry Wilson Jr. And I'm not gonna lie, I hear a couple people say that in terms of Jerry Wilson. Truthfully speaking, in terms of Jerry Wilson, Jerry Wilson was a dog at Southern University, but I view Jerry Wilson I view him more as a cornerback than as a safety, because the brother Desmond Allen, salute to him. He said the same thing. Jerry Wilson Jr. was a dog for a lot of years for the Miami Dolphins. It's a nickelback or in a slot. So I view Jerry Wilson Jr. more as a cornerback. As senior at Southern, he played cornerback. I mean, he was a lockdown cornerback, you know what I'm saying? So, I view him more as a cornerback than as a I view him more as a cornerback than as a safety. That's just me personally, you know what I'm saying? Uh he said, I love your channel, especially the SU story. SU stories. What's the best SU game you think you've been to? Man, I'm not gonna lie, that's a hell of a question right there. That's a hell of a question. I've been to so many of them, it's hard to really think of one off the top of my head, but it's kind of ironic you bring that up because recently I saw on YouTube, I saw when Steve McNair in Alcorn State, Steve McNair's junior year, not the year he was a Heisman Trophy candidate and he broke NCAA record. The year, his junior year, they came in A.W. Mumford. And I'm not even going to lie to you. That Southern defense led by Sean Wallace, that's probably one of the best games that I've been to in my entire life in terms of Southern University games and just swag games just in general. That was a hell of a game. That Southern University defense was the real dog day defense. And in addition to that, Steve McNair, I think he probably the best SWAC player I've ever seen in person in my life. And I've seen, Terrence Mathis, I've seen Randy Hines, Devontae Kincaid. You kind of go on and on and on and on. Tavares Jackson, and I think he better than all of them. I think he better than Tavares Jackson, Devontae Kincaid. I think Steve McNair the best SWAC player I've seen up close and personal in my entire life. And I think that's probably one of the best games I've been to. Salute the motivation to be a millionaire. He says, salute Coach, Chat, and Jaguar Nation. Motivation to be a millionaire also said, are you going to break down each Southern game, win-loss total for the upcoming season again? Yeah, I'm going to do that again closer to the season because a couple other people asked me for that. And he also asked make postseason predictions for Southern and for the entire conference. Yeah, I'm going to do that again, but I'm going to wait till closer to when the season actually starts. He also asked, when are you going to do another episode of Bayou Sports Talk or the Coaches Show? Well, in terms of Bayou Sports Talk, more than likely it's probably gone on a permanent hiatus. The reason being is because, it's too hard to get myself, K, King Ray, and Rude Dog all on the same page. And not only that, but the views really wasn't what I wanted it to be anyway. So I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm probably not going to do another episode. I'm not going to say never or ever, but it's unlikely we do another episode of Bayou Sports Talk. In terms of the Coaches Show, I'm either going to wait till after the NBA Finals to do another episode of the Coaches Show so I could cram in everything I want to talk about in terms of NBA playoffs. I'm going to wait till after the NBA draft, one of the two. And he also said, who are your top 5 Southern University quarterback wide receiver duels? Woo! I ain't going to lie, that's a hell of a fire question right there. That's an excellent question. Dang, it's kind of hard to think about it off the top of my head. So I'm going to spitball it. Usually I start at the bottom. I work my way to the top. So I'm going to go with, but in this instance, I'm going to start my way at the top, work my way to the bottom. I'm going to say probably number 1 is, I'm going to say, number 1, I'm going to go with Ray Joseph and Lee Dawes at 1. 2, that's a good question. 2, I'm going to say, no, bump that. Number 1, I'm going to go with Terrence Levy and Mike Hayes. Number 2, I'm going to go with Quincy Reshard. I really can't say one wide receiver for Quincy Reshard because Alfred Art and Chris Davis and James Vernon. Like, I mean, it was like a whole clique. So I'm gonna say Quincy Richard and either Chris Davis and Alfred Art. So one, Levy and Mike Hayes. Two, Quincy Richard and either Chris Davis or Alfred Art. Number three, I'm gonna go with Dre Joseph and Lee Dawes. Four, I'm gonna go with Brian Lee and Dale Roberts. And five, I'm gonna go with Eric Randall and Fred Berry. So that'll be the top five. That was a good question. I'm not even gonna lie. That was a hell of a fire question right there. Blackwater Bayou, salute to you, Coach, man. Salute Blackwater Bayou, man. I appreciate you. Another one of my day one subscribers been rocking with me. Your boy Jay, go Jags, man. I appreciate your boy Jay, appreciate you. Adrian Crook said, F GSU as always. Man, salute to your Adrian Crook. Man, Adrian Crook be on GSU helmet. Joseph Davis, salute to you. He said, who do you project to be SU starting interior D lineman and starting linebackers? Ooh, I'm not gonna lie. That's another tough question, Joseph Davis. Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. Y'all coming with these banger questions today. It's kind of hard from what I hear in terms of like the interior D line, because it's gonna be hard to replace Willie Miles and Devin Cotton. I done heard a few different names, but in terms of like who's projected to start in terms of them linebackers and them interior D linemen, they don't mention names, but Coach Graves and his staff, they kind of like to play them type of things close to the vest for whatever reason. So, I ain't ready to jump out the window in terms of no particular names. So, but I'm not gonna lie, that's another good question. Man, y'all coming with some good tail questions today. I'm not even lying. And he said, by the way, a more difficult list to complete would be the top 5 SU cornerbacks, regardless of era. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Joseph David. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, y'all coming with some good questions, some good list today. Removing it from the Pete Richardson era to now, that's a harder list. But just like the earlier list, I'm gonna try to spitball this list. Definitely number 1A and 1B is kind of like the GOAT status. So 1A and 1B, I'm gonna go with Mel Blount and Aeneas Williams. Those are like the top two. I'm not gonna say Mel Blount over Aeneas Williams or Aeneas Williams over Mel Blount. So I'm gonna go with Mel Blount and Aeneas Williams. That's 1A and 1B. Now I ain't gonna lie, Southern got so many like great cornerbacks. See, I'm not gonna lie. See, the thing about it is, I know if I just, I'm gonna have to do a separate video for that, Joseph David, because if I start spitballing names right now, I know I'm gonna leave somebody off, I'm gonna omit somebody, and I'm gonna be mad with myself, and then I'm gonna have to come back and do a whole different list. But just for now, I'm gonna say definitely for sure, Mel Blount and Aeneas Williams is like 1A and 1B. Now, the reason why I kind of confided to the Pete Richardson era, because, if I do top 5 all the time, regardless of era, I know I'm going to leave somebody off and be mad with myself and have to come back and do it again. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to lie, you're right, that'll be a much more difficult list, because Southern University got some all-time greats at every position. And Adrian Crook was like, Steve was rolling ankles left and right still. Yeah. Joseph David, best 3 SU games. Number 1, 1999 SWAC championship game. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that was the hell of a fire game. We were supposed to go to that game, but senior, for whatever reason, we didn't go. We ended up watching it on TV. But we were supposed to go to that game, but Senior didn't go. Lisa, number 2, SU versus Alcorn 1993. Yes, I'm not gonna lie, that game way up there on my list. That game definitely up there. And number 3, Bayou Classic 2013. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That was I'm not gonna lie, but even if I just did a list just on Bayou Classics, I'm not gonna lie, I'll come up with a fire list with Bayou Classics. 2013 Bayou Classic was up there, way up there. You know what I'm saying? I think a 24, maybe 2014 Bayou Classic was way up there. Of course, 98, 99. But yeah, but I'm not gonna lie, in terms of just the best SU games or SWAC games I've been to, definitely that SU against Alcorn at A.W. Mumford Stadium, Peterson Field in 93. That's definitely up there. I didn't go to that 99 SWAC championship game, but I did go to what year was it? I'm gonna say, I think it was like the Heritage Bowl 96, Steve Wolford, and then that's when they beat South Carolina State. That was another dope game I went to. So I'll probably see. I'm gonna go with that 93 Alcorn game at AW, the Heritage Bowl in 96 when Southern played against South Carolina State. I'm gonna say 2013 Bayou Classic up there. 99 Bayou Classic up there. 98 Bayou Classic up there. And I'm gonna probably say 2014 Bayou Classic up there. Oh, I can't forget the 2002 Bayou Classic. Yeah, when Quincy Richard went head to head with Bruce Eugene. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. All of those games I just named, that all those games will be up there on my list. Like those are some hella fire games. Man, I'm not gonna lie, man. Y'all coming up with some dope lists and some dope questions today. You know what I'm saying? Salute to my brother Big Joe Townsend, standing on LDBC business. Salute to you, Joe. Of course, we had an awesome edition of the Southern Baller Show this past Saturday, leading up to Father's Day. So yeah, definitely, for sure. Salute to my brother Big Joe Townsend. Go check out my brother Jared Love Green, his channel Southern Baller Show. But I'm not gonna lie, y'all asking some amazing questions in terms of just lists, Southern University lists, Southern University, like the best games. But I'm not gonna lie, that 1993 game was Steve Ed McNair, A.W. Mumford Stadium, Peterson Field. Probably as I think about it, the more I think about it, that game might be number 1 because it was a high scoring game. I don't know why Alcorn State kept punting the ball to Fred Bill and Kenyatta Sparks, kept punting the ball, kept kicking the ball to him. Man, I'm not gonna lie, that was stupid to me. He said, best game Bayou Classic 2003. I'm not gonna lie. I'm debating between 20. I'm debating between 99. I'll probably say 99, 2002, 2003. Who else? At 2013, 2014. I'm not gonna lie, those Bayou Classics. Oh yeah, also when Lionel Hayes, when he played against Southern, I'm not gonna lie, he was licking his chops because I'm gonna keep it a buck. Either him or Sam George should have been starting over Marcus Jacoby. And when he finally got his chance to play against SU, he showed his behind. But Southern came back. Channing Warren and defense kind of locked down. They came back and they ended up getting the dub. So all of those games definitely way up there. You know what I'm saying? And Joseph Davis said, "Sorry, I meant 2003 Bayou Classic, Quincy Reshaw versus Bruce Eugene. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that game that was way up there. Of course, it was not a whole lot of defense in that game. Southern ended up winning 44-41. And I remember at one point in the game, like it was like 3rd and short. So I'm thinking Southern gonna run the ball, keep the chains moving. And it's in typical Quincy Reshaw fashion. And Quincy Reshaw went down the field and he threw like a long ass pass. I think he hit either Alfred or the Chris Davis or James Vernon. One of them three, he hit him on the post. And I'm like, God damn, bro. It's 3rd and 1. And I think he, a lot of teams think, well, hey, we going to play to the sticks. So if it's 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, whatever it is, like we trying to take away that first down. And shit. Quincy Reshaw just said, all right, hey, I'm just going over the top. And man, he scored big. Southern went up 44-41. I think some kind of way Grambling stalled out. And then Southern ended up being in the same situation. And Quincy Reshaw tried to go big again, but he didn't connect. And then at the end, Southern ended up stopping him. And man, Bruce Eugene just crying like a big baby on the bench. He was inconsolable, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably say one of the most memorable moments all time for me as a Southern University fan is Bruce Eugene crying on that bench after that Bayou Classic. He was just inconsolable. They trying to pat him down and hug him up or whatever. Man, Bruce Eugene wasn't going for none of that. Bruce Eugene was like balling like a big baby, you know what I'm saying? And Adrian Cook was like cute and care. Man, I'm not gonna lie. Hey, and that's the thing about it. Usually, like quarterbacks look just to get the first down, keep the chains moving. Man, Quincy Reshaw just had no conscience. He just was like, hey, I'm just going over the top. I'm going out the field, and I'm trying to get this touchdown. And I'm not even gonna lie. I'm like, dang, bro. To me, I'm thinking, well, hey, he's just gonna get the first down, man. This dude, he was going for the gusto. Like every time, there were so many instances where it was like, 3rd and short, like 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1. Man, Quincy Reshaw was going for the home run ball. He used to do it all the time. I'm like, dang, bro. Boy, Quincy Reshaw, I ain't gonna lie. Quincy Reshaw was a dog his senior year. If you'd have told me, based on what I saw his sophomore year and his junior year, I'm like, man, why don't P. Richardson start Thomas Ricks? But I ain't gonna lie, P. Richardson kept saying he was hurt. In fact, I saw P. Richardson today. I went to Sam's in Baton Rouge on Segan, and I saw Pete Richardson. Man, hey, if I wouldn't have been driving, I should have got out and talked to him, but I mean, hey, that's another story for another day. But I'm sure I'm going to see him, hopefully interview him down the line, you know what I'm saying? Joseph Davis said, do you have any reason to believe that Mark Frederick will improve as an OC this fall? I'm not going to lie, Joseph Davis, the only thing that kind of gives me hope that he's going to be a better offensive coordinator is what I saw in a blue versus gold spring game. I don't think he could lean more on a running game than he can a passing game. Because I'm not gonna lie, that passing game was just off the chain in the blue versus gold spring game. That's why I was a big proponent of Kendrick Grimes coming back, because I felt like you got the offensive lineman. If you get you a veteran back that's going to be a senior, a fifth-year senior, man, I felt like, that was going to be like a good combination, a 1-2 punch in terms of the running game combined with the passing game. So that's the only thing that really gives me hope, Joseph David. But I'm not going to lie, if he don't tighten up this coming season, hey, maybe it's time to demote his ass. I'm going to just keep it a buck. I'm not even going I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. You know what I'm saying? Adrian Crook was he was on Canal crying also hours after the game. Man, I'm not gonna lie, it was just so memorable, bro. Just him, just crying, crying. And like I said, he wasn't even consolable. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that got me. He just was, just crying, and I'm like, dang. So yeah, uh, and Adrian Crook was like, yeah, one more time. Yeah. He said we got a big back, and another back coming soon. Yeah, I know. What's your boy name is? Mike. I did a video on. I can't remember his name. So yeah, so we know he like to run inside zone, but it's gonna piss me off if we just run inside zone, but 40 times in a game this season. The way the passing game was this spring, I don't want to see you run zone read or inside zone like 35 times in a goddamn game, unless the boy Mike Franklin, unless he's rushing for over like 200 yards in the game. Yeah, Adrian Crook said it. Salute to my brother Desmond Allen. He was like, check your inbox. Yeah, because I'm about to check my inbox because my primary phone, for whatever reason, man, the phone tripping. I brought it to the Apple store at the Mall, Louisiana, and it was like I have some kind of issue or whatever. So I done moved to my backup phone. So, but I'm gonna have to but because the thing about it is, even when I charge it up, if I take it up to charge it up, the old phone just died. And then after that, even if I do leave it on the charge, it just constantly died, and it come back to life. It died. But I need another phone. I just been so busy, I ain't had time to go get my primary number, my primary phone number, to get the primary number in terms of just getting me a new phone. I hadn't had time to do it. But yeah, but I'm definitely gonna check it out. Running back from Louisiana Tech. Yeah. So evidently Adrian Crook and Desmond Allen said Southern got another back coming. Adrian Crook said, hey, if it's working, keep running it. But I'm not gonna lie, Adrian Crook, I feel you. If the run game working, then yeah, stick with it. But even with that being said, that passing game this spring, it was something else. So I think if you can get the two working hand in hand, yeah, because we know Mark Frederick, all he want to do is run it. I ain't gonna say all he want to do is run the ball, but he won't run the ball. He kind of won't go back to maybe like 93, 95. The only difference is instead of running out the eye, it's kind of from a spread look, running, zone read, inside zone. But I think if you got the running game and the passing game going, so that they're working hand in hand, if you could get the defense back to what it was last season, the last few seasons, oh man, hey, we're gonna be something to work with. Like I said, the main thing I'm still kind of concerned about is, are the special teams going to be able to match up with the offense and defense? But I think if Coach Graves could get him a good kicker and punter, and old boy from Central, he another one I did a video on. In fact, he commented on it recently. He was saying he commented on it recently. But I think if you could get the kicking game going, because I saw him on Instagram punting and kicking. I'm not gonna lie, old boy from Central, he got a leg on him, So I don't know if he's just gonna be the punter or if he's gonna be the kicker and the punter, but I've been seeing him do good work. So, if the punting and kicking game A1, and then if you get a dynamic punt and kick returner like a Israel Landry, like Willie Quinn, Fred Bailey, Kenyatta Sparks, and if you get that combination cooking with your offense and defense, man, Southern gonna be something to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Blackwater Bayou was like, Do you think the quarterback position will be better with with McNair as QB coach now? Yeah, I think so. I'm not gonna lie. Based on what I saw during the Blue versus Gold spring game, I'm not gonna lie. Jalen Woods, he did his thing, and I'm not gonna lie. Both quarterbacks look good, and then you add old boy from JSU to the mix. I'm not gonna lie. Southern QB situation is definitely gonna look good. It's looking a whole lot better, and then you add Coach McNair to the mix. Yeah, I think Southern University, in terms of quarterback position, cooking with Crisco. You know what I'm saying? And salute to my brother Cadillac Red, Supreme Beast Boxing Talk. Man, salute to your fam. Man, go check out my brother's Supreme Beast Boxing Talk on his channel. Go check him out. Adrian Crook was like, that Q fullback, yeah. Desmond Allen was like, I like our QB quarterback room. Man, I'm not gonna lie. This is the best quarterback room Southern had in years. And truthfully speaking, really, I'll probably say in years, I think the whole situation with Coach Eric Dooley, it left a bad taste in my mouth. I think Glennon Bob McDaniels definitely should have started his last year at Southern. He messed that up, but I think our quarterback situation is so good this year. I don't get to talk too crazy because when I get to ripping my Jags, I'll be talking greasy, you know what I'm saying? But I'll be keeping it 100 though, you know what I'm saying? But I think I don't want to say this too quick. I'm gonna say it's almost too good to mess up, but I don't want to say that because there were years where you had where Terrence Levy should have been starting, and then you got Williams starting at quarterback. Sam George or Lionel Hayes should have been starting. You got Marcus Jacoby. So, even last year, I thought show that after a certain point, initially, no, I'm like, all right, he ain't the guy. You got to pull him. Coach stuck with him longer than I would have. Then after that, you went to you went to Xavier's AT set, and then after that, he was kind of up and down. Then they went back to Noah, and Jalen Woods didn't get to start now to the end of the season. And I'm like, once he came in, against Bethune, it kind of was a wrap after that. And then at the end, he ended up getting hurt in the Bayou Classic. So you kind of had to go back to Noah and Zay. But as of right now, I think Jalen Woods to earn his stripes, and he definitely it's his job to lose. He definitely the lead in the clubhouse. You know what I'm saying? And my brother Cadillac Red, he was like, is we gonna ever win this season, or we still on a struggle train? It depends. If you talking about the Jags ain't on a struggle train. But if you talking about the Saints, man, the Saints gonna be trash this year. Cadillac Red, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it, but hopefully the Saints could get Jameis Winston back, or get my guy Teddy Two Gloves. One of them two, you know what I'm saying? But either way the cut go, the Saints gonna be trash. Southern gonna be hell, you know what I'm saying? Bobby Ray was like the tight ends would be awesome. I'm not gonna lie, that's another thing too. The only reason why I didn't Bobby Ray, salute to you. I'm sorry, Bobby Roy. Salute to you, Bobby Roy. But the only reason why I didn't bring up the tight end position was because they really didn't highlight the tight end position during the spring game the way they was during the season. See, they really went to the tight ends during the season, but they really didn't throw the ball a lot to the tight ends during the spring game. So, but I'm not gonna lie, you right though. You got a few real good tight ends. So it's gonna be interesting to see how much they really use the tight ends. You know what I'm saying? But if they use them as much as they did during the season, oh yeah, the tight end position definitely gonna be major impact. He said, is Dooley still at Grambling? the last time I checked, he was supposed to be on his way out, but I don't know for sure. You know what I'm saying? He said probably should follow Sean Wood's lead and take a high school coaching position. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest with you. He definitely overstayed his welcome at AW, but I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like the way they hired him for Prairie View to begin with. I think Prairie View probably was a better spot for him. But you know, it worked out the way it was supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Cadillac Ray was like, I'm talking about the Jags. I'm not a Saints fan at the moment. He pulling a Brent Fox move, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Southern gonna be a problem this season, you know what I'm saying? Jalen Woods definitely leading the clubhouse in terms of the quarterback position. At this point, I think the offense ahead of the defense. I think the issue gonna be is you got two real issues. Can we get the defense? Well, I don't think it's gonna be an issue because the last few years the defense been carrying the team. I think we're gonna get the defense back to what it was. You still got Kelby Givens. Kelby Givens was the SWAC co-defensive player of the year. Kelby Givens was a beast. He probably gonna be preseason SWAC defensive player again for the second year in a row. So the defense gonna do what they're gonna do. The offense gonna finally, since the quarterback position, is back to where it should be. The offense gonna step up. I think the last question mark is the kicking game and just the special teams overall. We need to get another dynamic punt and kick returner like a Ezra Landry, like a Willie Quinn, like a Fred Bailey, like a Kenyatta Sparks, you know what I'm saying? He was saying Mickey the OC, Mickey Joseph, all right. Well, I'm not gonna lie, like I was salute to my brother Doc Holliday, HBCU Overdrive. Like he was saying, the issues at Grambling are going to be, you got people like Doug Williams in the mix. They don't want to let Mickey Joseph just do his thing. Because, just think about it. Mickey Joseph could have easily been the head coach at Southern. Because he was the leader in the clubhouse. In fact, I had a co-worker. She was mad when Grambling hired Mickey Joseph to be the head coach. Then you got Eric Dooley, OC. And then you got Jason Rollins as the defensive coordinator. She was like, God damn, why are we getting all these Southern leftovers and Southern rejects? She was like, what the hell going on here? And I'm like, hey, baby, you got to take that up with administration and Grambling. She was like, they ass going to be trash trying to get all these Southern rejects and Southern leftovers, you know what I'm saying? Man, salute to my brother Jay Good. Man, salute to your fam. My brother Jay Good in the building, man. Salute to you. But I'm not gonna lie, Joseph David is right. I think Dooley need to go get his ass a high school position somewhere. Let him bring his ass to the state of Texas, state of Mississippi. Hell, I don't even want him coaching high school ball in Louisiana, you know what I'm saying? Let him go to Texas, let him go Mississippi somewhere else, you know what I'm saying? But Dooley, I think he was in a prime position. The whole Bashawn McCray fiasco, it definitely, set him back. He lost a lot of trust with Jaguar Nation, and he just kept screwing up. Jay Good said, damn, LOL. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it real. Based on, the cluster, what situation he done had in Southern and in Grambling. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping Grambling kept him, so we'd keep kicking the ass, you know what I'm saying? But in terms of him being a high school coach, man, let him go to Texas, let him go to Mississippi. I don't even want him in Louisiana, you know what I'm saying? So, he definitely screwed it up, you know what I'm saying? But it kind of is what it is. Jay Good was like, he is from the city. Yeah, he is from the city, but at this point, I think when you done screwed up as much as him in terms of Southern and Grambling, just think about it. Saw Louisiana really ain't banging with you. North Louisiana really ain't banging with you. I'm sure you go to parts like Grambling and Ruston and Monroe, Shreveport. I'm sure ain't none of them bang with Dooley in none of them areas, you know what I'm saying? I mean, unless somebody really trying to give him a head coaching job on a high school level, you know, I don't see him coaching high school ball in Louisiana. I mean, who knows, you know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, he done bounced around the SWAC so much. I wouldn't be surprised I wouldn't be surprised if another SWAC team gave him another shot at being an OC. Hell, maybe even a head coach, you know. So Desmond Allen don't send Dooley to Mississippi. No. Man, that's crazy. Yeah, if that's the case, well, hey, Desmond Allen, you don't want him in Mississippi. We don't want him in Louisiana. Hell, let his ass go to Texas, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's that's crazy with Dooley, but I ain't gonna lie, he just kept shooting himself in the foot. Just kept doing dumb stuff, bro. You know, after the whole Bashawn McCray, then the Bob McDaniel fiasco, and then you just constant, just poor game management, poor clock management, just doing stupid stuff. Your team being heavily penalized. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So he played himself. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it is what it is when it comes to Dooley. Dooley just was a trash coach. You know what I'm saying? Motivation to be a millionaire said what happened to Bashawn McCray. Man, hey, the chat might know your guess just to get his mind motivation to be a millionaire. I don't know what the hell happened to Bashawn McCray. He might be bagging groceries somewhere right now, but he shouldn't have been the quarterback. That definitely should have been Glenn the Bob McDaniel. And then the next year, instead of him moving to another position, his ass actually thought he was a quarterback instead of the glorified running back that he is, playing quarterback. So what happened to Bashawn McCray? Your guess just as good as mine. He might be somewhere bagging groceries right about now. You know, who knows? But, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Desmond Allen said, Bashawn got an offer from Norfolk. No, I don't. I mean, maybe he got one, but from what I understood at the time, Desmond Allen, I think Dawson Knowles was interested in him. I don't think Dawson Knowles ever offered him, from what I'm understanding. I could be wrong, but you know, just from my knowledge of the situation, I think he was offered. I don't think he was. I mean, I think he was interested. Dawson Knowles was interested, but I don't think he ever actually offered him because, from what I'm understanding, that was like the only. I mean, just think about it. All the HBCUs, all the Division II schools, nobody offered this dude. And at the time, I know Norfolk was the only one really interested in it. So that's from what I understand. I could be wrong, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's my understanding of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Jay Good said he never made it out the portal. No, he never made it out the portal. That's what I was saying to Desmond Allen. Dawson Odom was interested in him. He was like extremely interested in him. However, he never made him an offer. Because let's keep it real. Even though Ladarius Skelton got got Southern to the SWAC championship game, Ladarius Skelton really didn't play that good, you know what I'm saying? Joseph David was saying, were you aware of the former LSU defense tackle Demarion Johnson transfer to SU? No, I'm not gonna lie. I'm unaware of it because see the thing about it, I was telling Desmond Allen the same thing. The phone that I've been using lately and been texting like Jay Good and Jared 11 Green and us in the group chat, that's like my backup phone. Like my primary phone got all my social media on it with like my X, my Instagram, my primary Facebook page. I have 2 Facebook pages. You know what I'm saying? The primary one is Jimmy Harrison Jr. The backup one is Jimmy Harrison. So really and truly, like since my primary phone, I got an old phone. It's like an iPhone. I have 2 phones. My primary number is a iPhone like 7 or some crap like that, and my backup phone is an iPhone XR. So I've been using the XR lately to text our group chat or whatever. But so a lot of people been sending me stuff like on X, on Facebook, on Instagram, but I hadn't been getting it because I just been shaking and moving, and I never got a chance to fix the phone. The guy at the Apple store, he told me that he was like, "You're not gonna be able to fix this phone," whoop de whoop de whoop. So he was like, the best thing you could do is get all your stuff like stored or backed up or whatever. And I'm like, well, my iCloud is full, and the phone don't hold a charge. So he was like, well, you're gonna have to get all your stuff off of it, because he was like, if you fix that phone, it's gonna break. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna fix it. I'm just gonna give me another one. So, whenever I get time, whenever the schedule kind of died down, I'm gonna try to get that phone, get all my information and stuff, get me a new phone, and get all the stuff, social media stuff, uploaded to the new phone. And Jay Good was like, where did Kobe Dillon end up? I'm not even gonna lie, Jay Good. I've been looking for him, but I hadn't found him. The last time I checked, there was this list of running backs, like it was the top running backs, D1 running backs in a transfer portal. And his name was number one. And I'm like, damn. So he was in a portal for a while, so I don't know if he got stuck or what. I know he got 2 more years of eligibility left, but the good thing about it is, from what I'm understanding, he graduated. So even if he don't find another team to go to, he already graduated from what I'm understanding. I could be wrong, but that's from what I understand. You know what I'm saying? Joseph Davis was saying also SU signed 2 transfer running backs from Louisiana Tech. One played at Jacksonville State. Yeah, the guy Mike Franklin. I did a video on Mike Franklin, the one that was at Jacksonville State. So yeah, so I did a video on him. But if it's something recent, like the recent guys that you and Desmond Allen and Adrian Cook was telling me about, like I said, I hadn't really been able to kind of stroll through social media where I normally do, because that old iPhone 7 is jacked up. You know what I'm saying? Jay Good was saying interesting. Joseph Davis, he said, plus they brought back a 6'4" free safety from Prairie View that played at Madison Prep. Oh, interesting. So yeah, so I'm definitely gonna have to when I get off of here, when I get off of him, I'm gonna go, give me a workout in. But once I come back in terms of finishing my workout, I'm definitely gonna go hit the social media streets and see what I can dig up, because that's probably gonna be, not probably, it's gonna be the next few videos. You know what I'm saying? He said Gray's making these transfer moves on the D line. On the DL. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest with you. He, in terms of the transfer moves he making, Joseph David, he not making like I'm standing on a table pounding my chest type moves. I'm not gonna lie, Jackson State making those type of moves in terms of, yeah, we standing on a table, we pounding our chest, we getting this guy, this former 4-star, this guy from this school, that school. Yeah, it might be like big moves and it's drawing a lot of attention. A lot of the moves Coach Gray's making, they subtle moves, they fly under the radar type moves. But at the end of the day, like, these moves I think are really pay off and pay big dividends in terms of, being real productive players. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying them players that's going to Jackson State not going to be productive, but I'm saying they're more high profile, whereas these moves Coach Gray's making, man, they under the radar type moves. And in addition to that, not only under the radar, but I think these players really gonna do big things. I'm gonna give him credit. Don't get me wrong. I know members of Jaguar Nation really not gonna give him that stamp and that seal of approval until he win a SWAC championship. But I'm still gonna give him props. To this point, thus far, he done exceeded my expectations. And truthfully speaking, I'm not gonna lie, I think he done a good job. Definitely from a recruiting standpoint, you know what I'm saying? And Jay Good was like looking for system acquisitions. Yeah, And I'm not gonna lie, Jay Good, that one thing about it, some of these players, when we talk about the transfer portal, some of the players that from Southern that hit the portal, some of them, they making, solid moves. Like we saw Kendrick Grimes, he landed at Tennessee State, major shout out to him. He another one, he reached back out, he was saying that we supposed to link up at one point. And like I said earlier, I saw Pete Richardson at Sam's today. I'm so used to him being back in the Gap, riding around with a couple of the workers from school or whatever in the state van, whatever, state truck, state vehicle, whatever. Just seeing him just kind of walk by himself and walk in Sam's. I'm like, damn, he ain't got nobody with him. But, I saw him at Sam, like I said, if I wouldn't have been like rolling around, trying to ride around and pick up my mom and my uncle, I really want to holler at him because, that's definitely an interview I won't get, you know what I'm saying? But in terms of, some of the players that hit the transfer portal, it's going to be interesting to see if some of them Southern players that hit the portal, if some of them ended up getting stuck at the end of the season, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be, it's going to be interesting to see how things play out. But I'm getting ready to in a little bit, getting ready to shut it down, get ready to go hit my workout, before the weather get too bad out there. Relaxing Conrad asks, he said, has SU found a kick returner / punt returner? I don't know that one, Relaxing Conrad, to keep it a buck, because, I was saying that earlier. Southern University, if their defense could get back to where it was last year and the last few years, and the offense do what I think the offense is going to do, especially what they did in the spring, I think if the offense is where I think it's going to be and the defense is where it has been, Southern definitely cooking with some Crisco. But I think special teams is like that final ingredient in terms of, having the right punter and kicker, in terms of having a punter like Ruben Beauplants, like Matt Bushart, having a kicker like Joshua Griffin, Carlos Leach. If you could get that type of punter kicker combination, and then you could get a punt kick returner like a Ezra Landry, like a Willie Quinn, like a Fred Bailey, like a Kenyatta Sparks. If you can get all of those things, get all of those ingredients, man, I'm not gonna lie, I smell the swag championship. As long as you can get all of those things together and get all of those things in alignment, and you have good balance between, in terms of your offense, defense, in terms of your offense and defense being able to play complementary football, man, I'm not gonna lie, Southern gonna be a problem and they're gonna be something to deal with, you know what I'm saying? But I'm getting ready to shut down this live stream. I appreciate everybody that came through, showed some love, relaxing, calm rain, motivation to be a millionaire, Blackwater Bayou, your boy Jay, Adrian Crook, always on JSU helmet, Joseph David, brother Big Joe Town, always standing on LDBC business. Blackwater Bayou again, Adrian Crook, Joseph David. Hold up, let me scroll. Desmond Allen. My brother Cadillac Red Supreme Beast Boxing Talk. Bobby Roy. My brother Jay Good. Man, I appreciate everybody that came through, showing love. Man, I just want y'all to know y'all are appreciated to the fullest. And definitely in terms of what Adrian Crook, and Desmond Allen was talking about that's going to be my next few videos in terms of, me going out and me strolling through these social media streets in terms of like information that I normally on top of. Like I say, the iPhone 7, I need a new one to go with instead of my backup phone being, my backup phone number is my main phone number now, but I'm going to go get that situation straight as soon as possible. But that's going to be my next few videos. And I appreciate everybody that came through, showed love. Also, go check out my brother on his channel, Jaguar 11 Green, Southern Baller Show. Man, y'all go check out my brother on his channel. Also, go check out my brother Brent Fox on his channel, where his show is just me starring Brent Fox. Also, go check out my brother Cadillac Red Supreme Beast Boxing Talk. In fact, I'm about to pull it up again, but to scroll back up to my brother Cadillac Red. Man, y'all go to Cadillac Red channel and check him out. Supreme Beast Boxing Talk. Go check him out. Him and the usual suspects. All my LDBC family members. The usual suspects. Him, 503. Man, the whole clique. Man, y'all go check out my brother Cadillac Red Supreme Beast Boxing Talk. Also, go check out my beloved LDB sister, the Queen Shawala. Go check her out. Also, go check out the brother straight to the hold up. Ooh, shots, hold up. Somebody texting me now. Dang, bro. Also, go check out my brother 7A Sports TV. He has two channels. His primary channel is 7A Sports TV. His backup channel is the No 304 Show. A little bit later on, I think about 8 o'clock, he's supposed to be talking about the whole Tyler Perry situation. So go check out my brother 7A Sports TV. And if everything works out, also Saturday, for all of those individuals that love our wire analysis, if myself, my brother 7A Sports TV, and my brother Jared 11 Green, if we could all get on the same page, then we definitely gonna do another wire analysis show. I think we up to season 1, episode 11. So, we definitely gonna try to get that, popping or whatever. But like I said, I appreciate everybody that came through, that's been showing the channel love. Like I said, all of my new subscribers, all of my day ones like Blackwater Bayou and Desmond Allen, Relaxing Calm Rain, Motivation to Be a Millionaire. Man, I appreciate everybody that's really been supporting the channel, rocking with the channel. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to the channel, because I'm up to 758, 759 subscribers. I'm trying to reach that magical, majestic 1,000 subscriber mark. So if you have not done so already, please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully by the time the season pop off, I'll get to that point. I talked about it a few months back. Hey, if I got to the 1,000 subscriber mark, I was going to go to Swag Media Day 2025. Don't look like we're going to get to that point by then, but we still pushing for that 1,000 subscriber mark. Also made a shout out to Straight to the Point Sports and Entertainment. Go check out Straight to the Point Sports and Entertainment. And like I said, my brother 7A Sports TV, he about to go live in about an hour and a half. Man, I'll catch y'all on the rebound. Y'all have a blessed, phenomenal evening. Peace and blessings. And go Jags, go Jags, go Jags, you did.